Welcome to AI Briefing. The content of the briefing includes: property boss David Sleath gives warehouses the hard sell. OpenAI's nonprofit board took a stand. But this is Silicon Valley, and the billionaires won. The M3 MacBook Pro is powerful, but predictable. Pentagon steps on AI accelerator as age of lethal autonomy looms. Offenders will seek each other out, business urged to tackle spike in child sexual abuse material. Property boss David Sleath gives warehouses the hard sell. Financial Times. David Sleath, CEO of industrial property group Segro, is championing the importance of warehouses as vital national infrastructure and a force for good. Sleath argues that these buildings, often seen as boring and ugly, are now at the forefront of digitalization, housing data centers and providing space for online retailers, food distributors, and even Netflix studios. He aims to change the negative perception of warehouses and overcome opposition from local communities who view them as eyesores. Sleath, known for his calm and mild-mannered nature, acknowledges the need for competitive pay in the industry and believes that executive pay policies should be set by boards to attract the right talent. Under Sleath's leadership, Segro has transformed its portfolio, selling off non-industrial assets and investing in modern industrial space. This strategy has paid off, with the company's share price increasing more than sixfold from 2012 to the end of 2021. However, the past year has been challenging for Segro, with higher interest rates compressing commercial property valuations and the logistics market being hit hard by the wider property downturn. Sleath is optimistic about the future, noting the resilience of demand for warehouse space and the importance of strong supply chains. He plans to focus on turning the company's existing land bank into income-producing property before considering further acquisitions. OpenAI's nonprofit board took a stand. But this is Silicon Valley, and the billionaires won. ABC. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, has experienced a chaotic week with the firing and subsequent rehiring of its CEO, Sam Altman, and the removal of half of its board. The conflict is believed to have stemmed from a cultural divide between the for-profit side of the business, led by Altman, and the nonprofit board's concerns about the safety of OpenAI's AI models. OpenAI, which began as a nonprofit research center, established a commercial arm in 2019 to generate funding for its costly AI development. However, the board feared Altman was prioritizing profit over the company's original mission to build safe artificial general intelligence for the benefit of humanity. Altman's firing led to an outcry from employees and investors, and he was eventually reinstated as CEO. The M3 MacBook Pro is powerful, but predictable. The Sydney Morning Herald. Apple's latest MacBook Pro models feature the new M3 family of chips, delivering significant improvements in processing power, battery life, and AI processing. The M3 is built on a new 3nm processor and supports hardware-accelerated ray tracing and mesh shading, bringing it close to desktop-class GPUs for gaming and rendering. The MacBook Pros come in 14-inch and 16-inch sizes and offer various configurations, with prices ranging from $2,700 to close to $12,000 for a maxed-out machine. The M3 chips outperform their predecessors, with the M3 Max model showing a huge performance boost. Pentagon steps on AI accelerator as age of lethal autonomy looms. Associated Press. The Pentagon is planning to deploy thousands of AI-enabled autonomous vehicles by 2026 in an initiative called Replicator. The U.S. military aims to keep pace with China, which is also developing drone swarms. The Pentagon has over 800 AI-related unclassified projects, many of which are still in the testing phase. AI is currently used to enhance military operations, such as tracking soldiers' fitness, predicting aircraft maintenance requirements and monitoring rivals in space. Additionally, AI has been used to help Ukraine in its war against Russia. Offenders will seek each other out, business urged to tackle spike in child sexual abuse material. The Sydney Morning Herald. More than half of Australian businesses do not have protocols in place to protect children from online abuse, according to a study by the Australian Childhood Foundation. The study also found that 65% of businesses believed there was no potential for child exploitation within their industry. The findings come as the Australian Business Coalition for Safeguarding Children was launched, with founding members including Westpac and TikTok. A 2018 report by tech firm NetClean found that 1 in 500 work computers contain child abuse material. Liberal elites are sheltered from the devastating impact of mass migration. Telegraph. The UK's political class are sealed off from the electorate's concerns about immigration, warns The Spectator's Douglas Murray. Far from the liberal ideal of promoting integration, multiculturalism is actively destroying the country, he says, pointing out that migrants are overrepresented in social housing and that the slogan "Diversity is our strength" has little evidence to back it up and may actually be corrosive to social trust. Murray argues that mass migration risks a low-trust society that is less willing to tolerate high taxation and other hallmarks of social democracy. The Labour Party is particularly vulnerable to the shift in public opinion, he says, as it is the party of mass migration. At present, the Tories still don't get it with regard to public sentiment on immigration. OpenAI's Sam Altman saga demonstrates that tech geniuses make bad governance decisions. The Globe and Mail. The boardroom drama at OpenAI, the company responsible for ChatGPT, highlights the importance of experienced and qualified directors in governance structures. The sudden dismissal and subsequent rehiring of CEO Sam Altman, as well as conflicting messages from the board, have damaged OpenAI's reputation and raised concerns about its ability to manage the development of AI. The return of Altman and the appointment of a new board may bring some stability, but the incident has highlighted the need for competent directors who can effectively oversee complex and competitive businesses. Calls for AI tax overhaul amid concerns machines cheaper to use than humans. Telegraph. Senior figures from the UK's creative industries have urged the government to overhaul the country's tax regime to prevent companies from being incentivized to opt for automation over hiring humans. Figures from the film, publishing, and music sectors have called for a rethink of tax measures to ensure that jobs are not sacrificed in favor of automated systems. They have also argued that tax breaks worth £10 billion, $13 billion, for businesses that purchase machinery and software risk diverting money away from the UK economy and towards major US tech companies. Meet Lynn Conway, the hidden figure behind the phone in your pocket. The Independent. Lynn Conway, a pioneering computer architect, has been recognized for her co-development of Very Large-Scale Integration, VLSI, a method of microchip design that has allowed for the advancement of digital devices. Conway was forced to restart her career from scratch in 1969 after being dismissed by IBM when she revealed her intention to transition. She continued her work under a new identity and her ideas became standard practice in the industry. Conway has now been inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame as the co-creator of VLSI, 14 years after her collaborator, Carver Mead, received the same honor. IBM also apologized for firing her in 2020. Conway believes that trans people are highly empowered and more likely to have ideas ahead of their time or be at the forefront of new artistic or technological movements. That's all for today's news. Let's recap the highlights. David Sleath, CEO of Segro, is on a mission to change the negative perception of warehouses and highlight their importance as vital national infrastructure. OpenAI faced internal conflicts, resulting in the firing and rehiring of CEO Sam Altman and the removal of half of its board. Apple's latest MacBook Pro models with the M3 chips offer significant improvements in processing power and AI processing. The Pentagon is planning to deploy thousands of AI-enabled autonomous vehicles by 2026 to keep up with China's drone swarm development. Australian businesses are urged to tackle the spike in child sexual abuse material and protect children from online abuse. Douglas Murray warns that the UK's political class is out of touch with the concerns of the electorate regarding immigration. The boardroom drama at OpenAI highlights the importance of experienced directors in governance structures. UK creative industries call for a tax overhaul to prevent companies from prioritizing automation over human jobs. Lynn Conway, a pioneering computer architect, is finally being recognized for her contributions after being dismissed by IBM due to her gender transition. Now, let's dive into some analysis. David Sleath's efforts to change the perception of warehouses are commendable. It's true that these buildings often go unnoticed or are seen as eyesores, but they play a crucial role in our digitalized world. From housing data centers to providing space for online retailers and even Netflix studios, warehouses are at the forefront of the digital revolution. By highlighting their importance as national infrastructure, Sleath hopes to overcome opposition from local communities and attract the right talent to the industry. The internal conflicts at OpenAI shine a light on the challenges of balancing profitability and the original mission of the company. It's a reminder that even the most innovative tech companies can face governance issues. Having experienced and qualified directors is crucial to ensuring the smooth development of AI technologies and maintaining public trust. Apple's new MacBook Pro models with the M3 chips offer impressive improvements in processing power and AI capabilities. This shows Apple's commitment to pushing the boundaries of what their devices can do. However, the high price range may limit the accessibility of these powerful machines to a wider audience. The Pentagon's plan to deploy AI-enabled autonomous vehicles demonstrates the increasing role of AI in military operations. While there are concerns about the ethical implications of this technology, it's clear that countries like the US and China are investing heavily in AI to maintain their military superiority. The lack of protocols in Australian businesses to protect children from online abuse is concerning. It's essential for businesses to take responsibility and put measures in place to ensure the safety of children online. The launch of the Australian Business Coalition for Safeguarding Children is a step in the right direction, but more needs to be done to address this issue. Douglas Murray's warning about the UK's political class being out of touch with public sentiment on immigration is a reminder that immigration policies can have far-reaching consequences. It's important for politicians to listen to the concerns of the electorate and find a balance between promoting integration and addressing the legitimate concerns of the public. The incidents at OpenAI and the need for competent directors in governance structures highlight the importance of good leadership in the tech industry. It's not enough to have brilliant tech minds, they also need to make sound governance decisions and prioritize the original mission of the company. The call for a tax overhaul to prevent companies from prioritizing automation over hiring humans is an interesting debate. While automation can bring efficiency and cost savings, it's crucial to consider the impact on employment. Striking a balance between technological advancement and job creation is a challenge that governments need to address. Finally, the recognition of Lynn Conway's contributions to computer architecture is long overdue. Her story highlights the resilience and innovative thinking of trans individuals. It's a reminder that diversity and inclusivity are not just buzzwords, but essential for progress and breakthroughs in various fields. That's it for today's news analysis. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are your ideas on these news stories? Let's start a discussion. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.